I'm Tabitha Bell. I'm 21 and I live in Berkeley, California.
My name is Faraz Tamboli. I live in New Jersey and I'm 15 years old.
My name is Isaiah Granite. I am 21 years old and I'm currently in St. Louis, Missouri, but was born and raised in San Diego, California.
Hi, I'm Sammy Vance. I'm 13 years old from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
On the surface, the San Diego Chill is a ice hockey program which was developed for kids with developmental disabilities like autism, Down syndrome, Williams syndrome, who are physically capable of playing hockey but are unable to participate on a typical team because of their developmental disability. But deeper than that, the Chill is an organization dedicated to ensuring that kids with developmental disabilities and those that are unable to participate on typical sports teams have the opportunity to get those same values, those same opportunities, those same experiences that a lot of us take for granted.
I started Sammy's Buddy Bench project when I was in 3rd grade. A buddy bench is a place for when someone is lonely, they can sit on the buddy bench and another person can come up to them and ask them to play and they can play together. When I was going into 3rd grade at a summer camp, I actually heard about what a buddy bench was. And it was just like a metal buddy bench. And I'm like, this would be really cool if we had it for my school because I've been lonely myself and I didn't want other people to feel that way. So I went to my mom about this idea and she said, that's a great idea, let's make an appointment with the principal. From there, she found the company that made benches out of recycled plastic caps and lids.
So I started Positive Possibilities when I was 13, and that was because when I was about 12, my orthopedic surgeon at the time had told me that I was not going to be walking by the time I got out of high school and that I should basically just give up now and sit in a wheelchair. We as an organization raise money to pay for service animals for physically disabled individuals, and I think we are on our 12th or 13th dog at the moment.
In the beginning, my concept was that Talk Motion is a device that translates sign language to voice and voice to sign language. But now during the times of COVID and we've been confined to our homes, I'm now implementing a website-based version so that the deaf and aphonic can easily access video and web conferences and be able to communicate with other people much more easily rather than having to use a device which using the internet makes it much more accessible.
You know, aside from the obvious things that we talk about with diversity and diversity of perspective and background, and that it can bring so much to our own lives and our own experiences, inclusion makes the difference of a world to somebody who's on the outside. And it's so hard a lot of times to grasp what it means to be part of the in-group or the out-group. And for a lot of these kids, they had never had that experience of being on a team or being with people that they felt like were teammates or close friends.
I actually have a physical disability, and so I feel like one to talk on this. All of the resources for disabled individuals usually go to the adult population, and it's like, what if we could bring this down into the children and see how that might be able to help them in the long run and help them be able to acquire all of their future goals instead of being angry and left out. Because I know for personal experience, for a long time I was really angry at the system. I was really angry that I had to be left out and frustrated, and so maybe if we can bring it down to the children a little bit more and give more of those resources and time, then maybe they can be able to go into the world a little bit easier.
I think it's important to include others because they have ideas that are really important, and involving them in our conversations and our worlds and bringing people together is what makes us so important, and be able to advance further in the world, as we can always contribute with ideas that others haven't thought of.
To me, inclusion is making sure everyone has a friend, no matter who they are, to let them know that they're loved and that you can be their friend.
Inclusion gives a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, a sense of direction, and hope really for the world, and a belief in yourself.